Hello, and welcome to the Battleship Iowa's third video featuring weather tools. Over the past couple of weeks, we've looked at windsocks and thermoscopes. This week, we'll be checking out barometers. Did you know the molecules that make up the air in our atmosphere actually have a weight, and they can push down and exert pressure on the Earth and everything on it, including us? We don't tend to notice it all that often though, unless we happen to be changing our altitude or how high we are compared to sea level. This usually happens when we travel. Have you ever been in an airplane before, or maybe riding in a car going up or down a really steep mountain pass? Did your ears start to hurt a little bit? That discomfort is our eardrum sensing the change in the atmospheric pressure around us. When you increase your altitude, you actually experience a decrease in air pressure, and when you decrease your altitude, you experience an increase in air pressure. A barometer is a tool used to measure air pressure at a given location and was first invented in 1643 by Italian mathematician and physicist Evangelista Torricelli. Your STEAM challenge for this week is to make a really simple barometer at home and then to take daily air pressure measurements to see if you can track the trends in your local air pressure. To make your barometer at home, you'll need a jar or a can, a balloon or something else that can kind of stretch, maybe a cut up rubber glove, a rubber band, some scissors, tape, and a straw. The first thing you're going to need to do is to grab your balloon, and we need to cut off this really narrow part of it. So just go ahead and grab your scissors, careful of your fingers, and you want to just cut off that narrow part of the balloon so that it's separated. You want to see how far you can stretch your balloon out. If it doesn't feel like it'll stretch far enough to go over the top of your bottle, just cut it down a little bit more, which I'm going to do to about there. Alright, and now it really stretches. The next part is going to be the most difficult part of this project. You have to stretch your balloon over the opening of your jar. Once you have it stretched over the top, we're going to take our rubber band and we're just going to add some extra security to this by wrapping it around the top of the jar. You want to make sure that that doesn't come popping off. Once you're sure your lid is nice and secure, you're going to take your straw and your tape, and we're just going to tape our straw to the top of the balloon like this. Attach it to the straw first, and then we'll go ahead and we will just tape it. Get my hand out of the way so you actually see what I'm doing. To the top of the balloon. So it looks like that. And this is the very simplified at-home barometer. So now that you have your completed at-home barometer, you're probably looking at this thing and wondering, how is that supposed to measure air pressure? Well, the idea is that depending on the air pressure, if it's high, it should be pushing down on everything, including our balloon, right? So if we push down on the balloon, it's going to elevate or make the tip of our straw rise up. And then if we have low pressure, it's not going to push down on the balloon so hard, and the tip of our straw will come down. So by watching the position of the tip of our straw, we should be able to tell whether or not we're experiencing higher or lower air pressure than the day before. But how are we going to record the position of the straw? I would suggest taking an old cereal box like this, taping a piece of blank paper to it, and just positioning it in front of your straw like that. And then to make your measurements, Where'd my pen go? And then to make your measurements every day, you just take your pen and draw a small line right where the bottom of your straw would be. And then you can write the date on it, and that's your data point for the day. At the end of the week, if we're seeing changes in pressure, we should see several different lines. And then based on if those lines are going up or down, we should be able to predict what kind of weather to expect. So I hope you have a good time measuring your air pressure at home. And until I see you again next week with our last weather tool, have a good one.